when you do have previous records and you do have what you'll call a rap sheet, sometimes people will kind of prejudge you based on another situation. Yeah. So it's almost like they'll pretty much say, "Oh, you probably did it."
Whatever they say in the media, people deem true almost immediately. Like nobody will know that pain until they go to jail and you're basically deemed guilty before. It's really guilty before proven innocent. It's not innocent before proven guilty. Like if you got when I had PBL charges, I didn't get a bond. I got a bond initially. Well, when I first came in, I didn't have a bond. They denied my bond initially, and I had to go to a bond hearing and then get my bond. Like it didn't even come out the gate. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that shit is bullshit. And I just just speaking on the judicial system, like I'm excited that we're gonna dwell into that shit fully today.
Yeah, definitely. And so you're not hiding the fact that you've had some troubles in the past.
No.
Right.
Not at all.
All right. So let's take things back from the beginning because this is an issue. I have a movement that I have called PK for PM, is Papa Key for People Matter. And really with that message I'm trying to spread, like I feel a lot of the youth feel like they just give up on life. I don't have a job. My mother's on drugs. There's no opportunities out here.
No good backing, yeah.
Fuck it. You know what I mean? So they don't value themselves. They don't value their lives. So I'm just trying to create a movement where it's like, yo, you matter.
All due to their upbringing. In my opinion, from the generations before, if you ask me, I don't want to completely, and no disrespect to you, because for the people, I want to go for a general perspective to that specific amount of people that I'm speaking on, not anyone in particular. But from the generations before, obviously it led up till now. So you look at these kids, like the Catch Me Outside girl, like what was her upbringing? You know what I'm saying? That made her act this way. And like from the generations before, model citizens are no longer model citizens. You know what I'm saying? These kids are learning from the generations before. So just like you're saying, you're all about people. The only way to change the situation is the people. When we raise our children, obviously, we have to have some sort of at least good structure around them. You know what I'm saying? Good structure to mold them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying hide your kid from the media, but there's a specific amount of teaching that a child needs to really understand something. You know what I'm saying? And you can't force something obviously into a child's mind, but there's a certain amount of love that you have to give people, for that matter, not even just children, people for that matter, to move them in a certain direction. You know what I'm saying? And there has to be a certain amount of mental stimulation to really get that person or that child to grasp and want to grasp it. Because
so it's pretty much, you're saying if you let media raise your kid,
exactly,
these are the results you're going to get.
Yes.
You're going to get the frustration, you're going to get the lashing out, you're going to get the criminalization and all these different things.
Exactly.
Wow. So, I mean, with that being said, you're talking from experience?
My situation I don't want to say it's a different one. Around when I first started growing up, there wasn't as much media. Like I was too young for Twitter to be as popping. Facebook came out when I got a little bit older, so there wasn't as much social media. But when I was growing up, my mom had it hard. My mom had it really, really, really hard. So she was put in a situation where she really couldn't, mold me like she wanted to. She tried to give me love by financially taking care of me because she seen that as the most important thing. As long as I ate and as long as I had clothes and as long as I had a place to stay, that was the most important thing to her. She was never able to, and I want to quote unquote able to, you know what I'm saying? Because if she could, she would have. She was never able to emotionally nurture me. So that left some sort of, it left some sort of, I guess a burden. I carried a really big burden and self-hate for myself because I felt like I wasn't enough, for a certain amount of time. So I don't want to, like, for my situation, I don't want to blame her. You know what I'm saying? It just, I was thrown into the world and I did experience things on my own, like a lot of things on my own. And that's what, so yes, I guess you could say it's kind of relevant. Yes, because I went through these things myself. So I definitely was raised by the media, but I knew not to act out on it. You know what I'm saying? I would only act out on certain things to market myself and to actually be a genius to like, all right, like let's use World Star for an example. Yeah. How many times, like before, when World Star was at an all-time high, when I'm talking about like 5 million views, 10 million views a day, dropping videos and it's going ridiculous. Right. When World Star was a big media platform, nigga, they would drop videos, like simple videos or like Like, all right, when they had that video of Amber Cole, you know what I'm saying, the young girl that was giving head in elementary school,
Right.
shit like that went viral. Shit
Right.
like that they was found funny. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that got tens of millions of views, or having sex on camera and exposing it, or showing, like, just doing fuckery, doing foolishness. You get what I'm saying? Started to prosper. So I use that as a platform to market myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember one time I got into a fight at Taco Bell, jumped over the counter, beat the nigga ass, cleared it. You feel me?
Right.
It's just, he robbed one of my homeboys. Well, not robbed him, but stole from him.
Right.
I just started using the media as itself and looking at the media and really studying what can I market. Sex sells, drug sell, medicine. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
The corporate, like, obviously music sells. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel a way that you have to you had to have resorted to things that are deemed negative overall to be able to get that sort of attention?
If you wanna,
You couldn't be the nicest guy in the world and you're not gonna get that level of attention.
If you want me really to be honest, right now evil is winning. If you want me to be 1,000% honest, I mean, I am not. I was never pro Hillary Clinton. I won't say I was pro Hillary Clinton, because they both had things I did not like. Her and Donald Trump. I want to say evil is winning because just due to the fact, like, all right, Donald Trump is doing, like, it's unfortunate because there are certain things that he's doing that is going to help us financially that needs to be done. He's destroying in order to create. Now, as far as the things he says to people or how he expresses himself or his own personal life, you know what I'm saying? No, I do not agree with. But as far as the bigger picture, because they're like within the karmic cycle between black and white, you know what I'm saying? There's two important things: life and death. There is no ideal. There's no ideal right and wrong. There is only good and evil, or birth and destruction. So the real thing is, you cannot create until you destroy. You know.
So no, the only thing right there is that there is no such thing as life or death. It's either ascension or descension. You are either progressing, evolving towards becoming your higher self, or you're allowing someone else to manipulate you into self-destroying yourself and other entities in this existence. There is no life or death. You're in the physical reality, and you are taking steps towards becoming your best self, towards ascension. And you're using that soul that you are to briefly power the body that you're using in this physical reality. And Ja ultimately understood that also. He just was not able to articulate or say that in this specific interview. But overall, he was taking the necessary steps towards guiding himself and also guiding those that he made aware.
I'm saying, and there cannot be one without the other. Between that, there has to be that thin line or that equality. So within what we're actually going through, we're going through the destruction process in this entire universe. You know what I'm saying? Like, we look like we're about to go into World War III. If you ask me, we look, because the way it's going is we're pointing fingers and picking fights with damn near everybody.
Right.
You know about who was it they launched the missile on?
It was Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
The mother of all bombs.
It was Afghanistan?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I know he had just fired a missile. I think it was Syria.
They dropped the bomb. Well, they did. They fired missiles in Syria, but they dropped the huge bomb in
bomb
Afghanistan.
on Afghanistan again.
Yeah.
See, so it looks like right now we really are reaching that process where we're breeding new destruction. You know what I'm saying? And
You don't have to breed destruction when you identify who are the energetic parasites that are legally sieged in this age of Aquarius, age of information. Hate is created on many sides when energetic parasites manipulate entities into not knowing any better. For example, take Attack on Titan. Those two sides were beefing with each other, and they didn't even know why they were really beefing, because they couldn't identify who were the energetic parasites in both sides during toxic thought patterns. So you have to see reality.
Can't mold that new creation of equality unless our people are willing to take control as well. If you let, like, the president don't even run shit. Just for everybody that don't know that, Congress runs everything. Congress runs everything. Nobody knows that. Like, a lot of people do not know that, except popular politicians and people that actually dwell into that and want to and educate themselves with that matter. You know what I'm saying? But he don't run shit right now. Congress has to pass over on everything. So I mean, as far as, ask your question again. Sorry, I got so deep into it.
No, it's all good. What I really wanted to kind of like bring alignment to actually is that you talked about evil being winning right now and the different things you have to do to get attention and to market yourself and stuff like that. So now what happens when you do all these evil type things to get the attention, and then boom, you got the attention, people are paying attention to you, you dropping amazing music, and then Kodak Black, XXXTentacion. Now you have to pay for the stuff that you did in the past or things that you may have been involved with in the past to get that into that attention, and now it's burdening you as you're trying to now move forward with your career and your life.
In all honesty, life is a gamble. What are you? Life don't come without sacrifice. Everything you got right here, right now, I know came with sacrifice. None of us can deny it. Everything. Now, I'm not talking about no evil chanting, super sacrificial, motherfucking Illuminati shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about nothing. But what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to lose in order to gain what you need to prosper? What are you willing to lose to evolve? Is a real. I lost 9 months of my life to evolve, but that's what I needed. I needed to go to jail so I could evolve. You know what I'm saying? What are you willing to lose? This is what me, Kodak, and every single person in Florida wanted, as far as those who are prospering, to get where they needed. You lose friends, you lose countless money. Sometimes some people lose their family members. You know what I'm saying? Some people lose their respect. You damn near lose everything. You know what I'm saying? You lose everything to acquire what you want. So in the end of the day, you have to decide for yourself. Nobody else can decide for you what is worth it. You know what I'm saying? Am I willing? All right, I'm about to go hit this lick. Am I willing to face 5 years to possibly just touch like 5 bands? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Am I willing to take that risk? All right, I want to be a multi-platinum artist. Am I willing to go sign with RCA Records and be a slave for at least 5 to 6 years? You know what I'm saying? And market for them rather than myself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What am I willing to put myself through? How much pain can I endure?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. How much pain can I endure? How much am I willing to endure is a real question. The situation at hand is this. It's not about what you're dealt with. It's about how you deal with it. Nobody else can make a decision for yourself, or nobody else can change your destiny but you. The pen is in your hands. You narrate your story. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, like I said, it comes down to who are you, what do you want, and what are you willing to endure? What are you willing to sacrifice?
So with your situation right now, and by the way, it's Papa Keith here with, sometimes I say your name perfectly. And sometimes when it gets to the Spanish part, XXXTentacion.
That's decent enough shit.
And we're chopping it up on a different level. We're not really talking about rap. We're talking politics, you know.
Politics,
PK for PM. When you look at Kodak's situation, and you can maybe say, well, you know, it's similar.
Yes.
You know, we both from, you know, Broward County.
Yes.
He's had his trials and tribulations, and you've seen him going through it, and now you're going through your own stuff. What's your take on that?
If you ask me, I was waiting for this one. If you ask me, as far as the information that I was given on his situation, because I got close. I got a couple. I don't want to say we're close. Because I don't know Kodak. I don't know. I'm not gonna claim to know him. You know what I'm saying? I support bro because he from where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? I ain't from the know. You know what I'm saying? But we from Broward. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up around the know. You know what I'm saying? So I know that shit real crazy over there. You know what I'm saying? So to be a young nigga and be Zoe and make it out the hood. You know what I'm saying? I gotta support what bro stand for, and I gotta support the struggle. You know what I'm saying? I gotta represent for the struggle. You know what I'm saying? Even if I didn't have it that hard, because he probably had to work harder than me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
in his situation, from what I know, he went to trial. Obviously, they kept pushing his trial back, scheduling different dates. On the day of, he was found guilty on 5 counts. As far as the specifics of the counts, I need to make sure I know. So this is just an assumption, but this is the information stipulated around the assumption. What was said to me by a close A&R to Kodak was he was in court. You see on the video, the girl, the alleged, well, I don't want to say girl, but she did some girl ass shit, some little girl ass shit lying on a young nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Right.